Howdy folks, welcome back to Space Engineers. Why am I standing up here on the mountain? Well, you see this divot here? And this 4 kilograms of scrap metal? That's what's left of the GDD. The good news is, I put a couple of AI blocks on it, a flight move and a basic task. And that worked. It flew right up to the waypoint. And it didn't have enough hydrogen to safely get back. So we crashed right over here. Whoops. So, yeah, it completely destroyed everything. So that's exciting. But I'm going to go back down here to base in my little jetpack. We're going to close out this series. It's been fun, but it's time to move on. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it up in the Raptor. But I'm going to add a couple AI blocks so I can just kind of autopilot up there. I don't have to do anything. So that's the plan of this video. We're going to take some grain up there in the Raptor, and we're going to close this thing out. I did go ahead and get these blocks in and get that merged back and painted those green so they kind of hide in the grass. So I'm just going to slap a couple of AI blocks on here. Maybe one here and one on the other side. I've got those somewhere on here. There they are. I think they'll be in the... Oh no, it's not programmable blocks. Oh, I thought I had those somewhere. I guess I didn't. That's alright. We'll get rid of the merge block and we'll throw these down here. So I need a flight move. We probably need some parts as well. And then we need to make sure this is oriented properly. So I think it's going to be like that. Yeah, that's the front, and then that's the left. So we have our flight move, and then we need I think a basic task to tell it what to do. Recorder, basic task. And then it looks like that's upside down. Yep, that's the planet. There we go. That's pointing forward. No, that's upside down. There. I don't know that that one matters as much as the flight one, but here we go. All right, let's hop in here. Actually, do I have food? I have a little bit of food on me. Let's get some supplies together for the journey. Let me throw everything in there. It's always a good idea to have some components on you, so we'll take some of that. And I don't know if I have meals for sure in the cockpit. Let's grab some meals. We've got plenty of these. Grab that. I do have a pastry on me. Would have a little bit of kelp crisp. Then let's make sure we got cargo in here. So I want to go to just this ship, and then we want to go to the cargo container. It's had all kinds of stuff pushed into it. So let's go to the large cargo. Move all that out. O2H2, that's fine. In fact, let's go ahead and fill that up. And then, oh, I do have some meals in the cockpit, so we were good there. The connector, take that stuff out. And then, yeah, this modular cargo container should have no trouble holding that. So it looks like it would hold maybe around 5,000 grain, something like that. Let's go check the status real quick. Are we just about ready to do another harvest? Yeah, getting kind of close. I don't know if it's worth waiting around for. Let's go ahead and hop in and set up the AI blocks. Make sure my tank is full. I believe the event controller sets it to stockpile. So we have the lab hydrogen tank. It is indeed full. Oxygen tanks are full. Should be good to go. We look at the AI basic task. I'm going to set that to autopilot. And one way, we are going up to the GCC. So add that waypoint. There we go. And then I think I can turn this AI on. And then we'll have the AI behavior on this ready to go. So this is a flight move. We'll have collision avoidance on. Speed limit can be 100. Don't know that the pitch and all that really matters too much. Lower this down. Let's do like 15. I don't know if it considers... I don't know how it's going to fly, basically. I do have the block aligned with like how the cockpit is aligned. Does that mean it's going to try to go straight up? We'll find out. Stand by. So we're going to... I guess I'll put the AI stuff over here. So the AI... not offensive. Flight move. I want that to be AI behavior on off. It is currently off. Cool. I think we're ready for liftoff. If I turn off parking, go up. How is this going to behave? That is the question. We get right up here. We're plenty safe. So I don't know that I have enough atmospheric thrust to go straight up. Oh, I didn't ever change my hotbar, so the engines are a little weird. But right now we're on atmospherics. We can hover for 43 minutes. That's fine. Let's turn this on and see what happens. So if we turn that on, I think it is indeed. Yeah, it's going to pitch up only 15 degrees, so it's mainly using its atmospherics right now to go up, which is kind of what I wanted. That's fine. Then once I get high enough, I'm going to kick the hydrogen engines on. And at that point, I can change maybe the max roll. So if I go to this, can I reset? And say align to planetary gravity on off. So once we kick to hydrogen, I'll try turning that off and see if it'll pitch up then. Because this is really designed to go, you know, nose up. You could probably reset that. Let's go ahead and suffix this with the Raptor. Oops. Prefix that, and then light move. I can't reset those by clicking on them. Let's do that. We'll let it do its thing. We're falling back down, so let's go ahead and turn hydrogen engines on. Atmospherics off. And then if we don't care about aligning, what's it going to do? Doing weird stuff. Falling out of the sky? It's indeed falling out of the sky. Okay. We'll tell it to keep aligning with that. Still falling out of the sky, huh? That's cool. Let's let the atmospherics help as well. Still falling out of the sky. I don't think the autopilot can deal with this effectively. It's going back up now. Well, I'll leave both on. I probably would be better off just hand flying this. I kind of wanted to try this for fun. I wonder if it'd be better off setting the max angle. Flight move. Just let it move to a point in planetary gravity. What if we just... Yeah, what if we just set do whatever you want to do, and then it can use all its hydrogen engines. Alright, let's get lined up there. Altitude is still increasing, so I'm going to turn off the atmospherics. I don't think they're doing much at this point. We are heading on up. Yeah, that seems to work pretty well. Yeah, our altitude is increasing. Speed is good. It's pointed right at the GCC. I did remember to put the grain in here, right? Yay! Okay. I did the test flight with the GDD, the drone we built in the last video. And I did not have the grain in it, because I just was doing a test. I didn't intend for it to get destroyed, but that's what happened. What is that? That is, oh, that's my farm that's moving off my own antenna. Got it. Oh, this antenna was off. Interesting. Okay, well, I'm going to let it do its thing. We'll see if we can cruise on up here to the GCC and get docked and drop off the grain. Just a quick observation, even with the autopilot on, I turned off the front thrusters. That seems to use less hydrogen. The engines aren't going crazy. Oh, my speed is falling, though. Why is the speed falling? Weird. Yeah, it just turns off the front thrusters, but then it slows down. Okay, it does confuse the autopilot. Never mind. Alright, we're closing in now. I did turn the autopilot off. I was concerned it was going to run me too low on hydrogen. Alright, we're 2 kilometers out. Let's go ahead and turn those on. Oh yeah, we can brake. I wasn't quite sure how fast we could brake, so I just wanted to check. We have escaped the gravity, so we're no longer slowing down when we have the front engines off. Alright, it looks like we have arrived. Been coast on in here, and we'll see if we can get docked up. There are some space pirates around. There's a bunch of asteroids, too. I didn't realize how many asteroids were this close. Alright, I see it. I'm not sure how well it's pointed at the sun. Let's go ahead and make our approach. Centimeters a second. There she is. Turn her lights on. Where is the sun? It's pointed at the sun pretty decently. Be rolled a little bit, but I think that's enough to keep it powered up. No problem. That'd actually make a decent screenshot. Let's go ahead and get that. There we go. Alright, so our connector is on the bottom. So we're going to want to roll. We have 57 fuel, 7% fuel left. I forgot I had my hydrogen engines, or my O2H generator on, I mean. And so it was burning through all my ice. I got that turned off with about 400 liters to spare. Alright, let's go up like this, and then we can rotate. We're going to dock with this side of it, so we'll back up just a bit. Whee! Check our alignment. We're looking pretty good. There we go. I do want to double check. I don't think I want my event controller on. That's going to make us charge off of here. Which I don't necessarily want to do. So I'm going to turn off that event controller. And then we're going to turn on our ore detector. That's not what I wanted to do. There we go. That's what I wanted. Alright, we are docked. It's a show us stuff. We have the Raptor modular. That's not what I want. I want the GCC modular cargo container. There we are. Grain, please. Alright. Series complete. See you later. No, just kidding. So, we did get some grain into space. Look at us go. How cool is that? Let's zoom out a bit. So we have the sun over there. While we're docked here, let's just rotate a bit so we're pointed at the sun. There we go. I don't think that will make the GCC too upset, hopefully. And then we're going to undock. There we go. We have delivered stuff into space. And in theory, I've got enough fuel to get back down. Now, I've got my atmospheric, so we should be fine. Using autopilot, used quite a bit more fuel. I think I had like 60 or better my first trip up here. I don't remember for sure, but let's go ahead and thrust up a little bit, get a little further away, and then I'm going to tip it back down, and we're going to head for the farm. Turn my front thrust off. Back down we go. I'll see you back at the base, and we'll conclude the series. Actually, while I was up here, I saw this asteroid fairly close, so I was going to come over here and see what it might have to offer. I've got my ore detector on. Unfortunately, the small grid only does like 50 meters on the ore detectors. So. If we'll pick up anything. Anything on this rock? Hello? Maybe nothing. Take a look around. Might just be an empty rock. Yep, not showing anything. Or else it's just too far away. Yeah, I've got my lights on. Actually see a little better out in space. There we go. Yeah, not seeing anything. Alright. Well, on down to the surface we go. We're 0.08. I'm actually not falling. There we go. So I started moving, we started falling. Alright, down we go. Let's turn off. If I turn those on, I turn everything off. There we go. We're just gonna fall for a while. See you planetside. I can see my house from here. There's our valley. Coming in, the atmospheric engines are just starting to take a hold. It leveled out so we can use all 8 of those thrusters to hopefully start slowing down. Otherwise, this is going to be a rough landing. Yeah, we're good. Starting to bite now that we're down below 5 kilometers. Go ahead and tilt back down. Yeah, I'm going to actually turn the front thrusters off. We'll just kind of coast on into the valley. Take a little last look around. See if any wheat got harvested while we were gone. It probably didn't get planted while I was gone, so there may be seeds laying around. I did test that. I was over in the manufacturing part, and even that far away, it wouldn't plant the seeds. You have to be pretty close. It uses the player as kind of a proxy. It's basically a hack, because there's no built-in support for planting. Seems like a big oversight on Keen's part. I'm not sure why they chose that. Since it's a game about automation and engineering, then they didn't give us any way to automate the planting. But smart people worked around it. It's all good. Yeah, we are screaming in at top speed here. 28 minutes of battery, so we should be good. And once I pitch up, we can get all those down thrusters, help slowing us down. Slow the plummet. Home sweet home. Yeah, we'll kind of aim for the landing pad. We have to come in a little bit sideways because of the wind turbines. Need some trees and stuff here. Let's get an overhead view. Tappy tap on the keyboard. Oh, I still got my forward detector on. We can turn that off. Right. Come on down. See the red lights. Usually I can see the red lights flashing. I can go ahead and turn my controller back on as well. Oh, I guess because it's daytime, I can't really see them. It's alright, we'll get up here. There we are. Sucked into place. And I believe... yeah, that's the stockpile, so it just automatically refuels us. We are back. Let's have a little victory meal. I feel like some lasagna. Let's have some lasagna. Way more food than we need, but... alright, let's take a last little tour around, and we're going to call this series concluded. We ended up with a ton of resources. It's still working its way through all the cobalt. Cobalt for days. The only thing we were really short on is the three precious metals, platinum, silver, and gold, but we had enough. Thanks to that wreck. Got some platinum, so that was good. Thruster components and whatnot. We have plenty of seeds. Plenty of ice. The weather's clear. I've got the cobalt job paused because we just had so much. I don't really need to do any more. We did get some grain while we were gone. Let's go ahead and pull that in. And some of the grain is growing? Really? Maybe it planted some before I left. Let's go check on the farm. Oh, it did plant. Oh, because, yeah. So it would have dropped the seeds, and then as soon as I got close enough, they planted. That's why it's just barely growing now. Got it. Cool. So I know at some point I was over there in the manufacturing building and it did not plant these. Maybe like this side of the manufacturing building is close enough. I'm not sure. Maybe it's 50 meters. The tiny miners are about 60 meters away. At any rate, it did plant them once I was back in range. What's going on here? A bug? Yeah, it's like it's displaying the hologram LCD down here, but the text up there. Oh, space engineers. You're so weird. What a great game, though. I had a lot of fun with this, automating the farm. Hope you enjoyed the series as well. It's time to move on to some other games. We'll definitely be back at Space Engineers again at some point, and looking forward to Space Engineers 2. Survival type stuff coming out, but that will do it for this series. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll catch you in the next adventure. Take care.